though we sometimes fall in love with what we're doing in life, we can never allow our work to be guided by ego. It's important to understand the reality of how our social networks are doing without letting that ego metric get involved. We can see when our number of followers increase, but should we consider anything else? To understand and improve your social networks, you have to put your strategies to the test. So fall out of love with what you do and audit your social media to see the results. Okay, so what ingredients do you need to audit your social media? The only way to do a Michelin star audit without room for error is to measure, measure, measure. With your results, you can determine how your social profiles are doing and compare them with competitors and their strategies. Let's get down to business and begin reviewing the audit step by step. Before you start cooking up your social media audit, you need to stop and ask yourself what it is that you want to create. Here's a few questions to help you determine that answer. What is the goal of your brand? Who's your brand directed towards? And what's your brand's personality? Without being clear on these 3 key topics, moving forward is going to be very difficult. You need to do the upfront work to be able to reach a place where your goals involve around creating interesting content that speaks the same language as your followers. Now let's put the water to boil, so to speak, because we're about to begin with how to cook up that social media audit. Step 1. Understand your starting point. Where are you right now? Do you already have active social networks? Which platforms are you on? Are you starting from scratch? Who's your ideal client? When you're understanding your starting point, these are the basic questions that you begin with to help you associate your goals with actual metrics. Take a look at this example. We started our process by auditing our social media network, Instagram. We asked very specific questions like, is my ideal client here? In our case, we were able to answer yes, because we are specifically targeting social media managers, agencies, and people who use their social networks on a daily basis. The worst strategy you can have is wasting time on social media networks without a clear objective to achieve in mind. We must start the process by detecting which of our currently active social profiles are helping us achieve our goals and which ones are not. Step 2, identify the best performing posts. The next step in the process would be to write down the statistics and key information for each of your social media networks. For instance, on Instagram, we note the frequency of publications for each of our stories, reels, IGTV, and the actual profile posts. We note the number of followers today and the true metric of love, engagement. Exactly how many interactions does our audience have with us? We count the likes, comments, number of saves, etc. This is the only way to figure out just how much of our audience loves us, a whole lot or just a little. Step 3, take control of your brand image. Are all of your social networks currently aligned with the language, tone, and objectives of your brand? Are you currently using the same branded logo across all platforms? Do the descriptions and biographies on your profiles state who we are and what our values are clearly? Is the content you are producing clearly expressing the brand's identity? Are you consistently using your brand's colors on these platforms? Remember that your brand has to be quickly recognizable on all your social media network profiles. You don't want your audience to avoid following you because they're unsure if it's actually your official account or not. Step 4, analyze the market. Understanding how your competition is performing on social networks is vital. Analyze how the market is at the moment by looking at current market share, behavioral data, and the strategies of your followers and how their plans are progressing. Taking these actions will help you identify where your brand is within your current objectives. Comprehending where you are within your strategies will help produce ideas for your social media network profiles, and it can help you define more successful approaches. Step 5, conclusions and control panel. Once the data has been analyzed, it's time to establish real objectives on what we want to achieve and how to achieve it. We already have the basic information, so the next step is figuring out where do we want to go and how long will it take us to get there. Let's say that, for example, in the next quarter you want to gain 20,000 followers. Perfect, you have a plan in mind. However, if your growth is 40 followers a day on average, it's extremely unlikely that you will reach the 20,000 followers goal in 3 months, unless you take specific actions to get there. After executing a social media audit, you'll have all of the pertinent information needed to be able to make the right decisions on how to move your social media plans forward. Finally, let's talk about the most complicated part. How do we measure all of this? Easy. Here's 2 possible solutions. Use the analytics offered by each social media network and consolidate all of your social media audit data in one document. It might take a while. Or take our advice and sign up for a complimentary Metricool plan which will provide all of the data and help you to analyze your social media networks from the same user-friendly platform. With Metricool, you can effortlessly obtain all of the data listed within our 5-step social media audit: competitors, detailed information about your social media networks, specific interactions, engagement activities, and more. We could even say that Metricool is like the personal chef of social media networks. Basically, you tell our platform what you need, and we prepare the recipe for you. Running a social media audit on all of your networks was a piece of cake, right? Just kidding. We know that it's not as easy as pie for everyone, which is exactly why we wanted to ensure you have all you need to cook up that amazing social media audit recipe on your end. Check out our upcoming videos with more tips, tricks, and how-tos on social media management, digital marketing, and data analysis. If you like this video and want more, be sure to subscribe, give us a like, and activate that notification bell so you know when we post next. Until next time, Metricoolers!